Hello everyone, so in this video I want to show you how you can design grass in Blender. First we're going to delete everything and then we're gonna shift A and add a plane. Then we're going to go into edit mode and we're going to scale along the x-axis. Then we're gonna do Ctrl R to add a loop cut to the middle, and then we're gonna pick the vertices at the top and we're gonna press M and merge them at center. Then we're gonna look from the side, enable X-ray mode, and we're gonna bring the vertices lower a bit, so the middle vertices and the top vertex. Then I'm gonna look from the top and I'm gonna disable X-ray mode and I'm gonna name the blade just grass blade. I just wanted to note that on the lower right corner of the street you can see the keys I'm using. So here I want to add the terrain, so I'm going to shift the grays to the side and I'm going to add a plane. So shift A, add a plane. In edit mode I'm going to scale it 4 times and then I'm going to extrude it lower. Then I'm going to pick the top face and I'm going to subdivide it to first 10 subdivision, and then I'm going to subdivide it again, and this time I'm going to go up until 6 to have enough subdivision. Then what we want to do is we want to enable what's called the proportional editing, and then I'm gonna pick different vertices and I'm gonna bring them higher, and here you can change the width or the length of the hills that you are adding to the terrain by scrolling down or higher basically. So we're gonna pick different vertices and we're gonna use the scroll wheel to make smaller or bigger hills. And then I'm gonna tab out of edit mode again, and in object mode I'm gonna right click, shade smooth, and then I'm gonna also check auto smooth to have a smooth look for the terrain. So now we want to select the terrain and go into edit mode by pressing tab, and we want to select some vertices. And we want to assign these vertices to a vertex group. So I'm going to go into data property tab and I'm going to add a group and name that group grass. So after that, we want to go to the particle setting and add a particle system by hitting the plus button there. We want to assign none for a physics type, and then we want to go lower and select the vertex group and assign grass to density and length. Then we want to go back to the render tab and select render as an object. Then we want to assign to the instance object the grass blade we created earlier. So after we assign the grass blade, we see that we cannot they are not apparent, we cannot see them on the terrain. So we want to select the grass blade and go into edit mode and then look from the side by pressing 3. Then we want to first we don't want to forget to disable proportional editing. Then we want to select the blade in edit mode and we want to make sure that we place the starting of the base of the grass blade. We want to place it at the origin point, and the origin point is the dot you see when you press edit mode basically, or you press tab to go into edit mode. So we want to also shift it 180 degree because we see that in the terrain they're upside down, so we want to basically adjust the shape or the positioning of the grass blade with respect to the origin. And now we're gonna see that the grass blade are there on the terrain. Then we want to go back to the particle setting and play with the setting basically. We want to increase the scale, so basically we go back to the render tab and assign something like 0.3 to the scale. You can play with it, you can make it bigger or smaller. We can also work with the rotation, randomize the rotation, randomize the phase, assign a phase. So all these are details you can basically adjust and customize. And for rotation, I suggest not going too wild, just a slight rotation is going to be enough. And another thing we want to pay attention to is that we can add the scale randomness. We can increase the so that they have different look. We also want to make sure that basically if you cannot see the grass blade, it's maybe because of the cursor in the animation, so where the cursor is in the animation. So you want to basically you want to move it to a frame like 10. And here what I mean by animation is that in the particle system, where basically it works with some kind of animation, and you want to make sure that the cursor is outside it's after the end of the animation. So basically here the animation is 200, we want to move the end to 5, and since the cursor is placed at 10, we have full numbers of grass blades. So here what I'm doing is that I'm going into weight paint mode, and I'm basically playing with the weight. So here, if I put weight to 0, you saw that I was able to delete the grass blades. Now what I want to do is that I want to apply a mask, because I don't want the grass to go on the side, to have a cleaner design. So basically in edit mode, I select the area in which I want to apply the grass. Then I get back into weight paint, and I select the mask, and I apply the grass only to the part that needs to be applied. So here you see that I'm moving the cursor, and you see how the number of the grass blade, they change. So if you want to basically have a scene as a picture, it's enough to just move the cursor outside the range of the animation to have a full scene. So here I press H to hide the grass blade, and basically we need to apply some material to the grass blade and the terrain. I'm gonna use brown, or a light brown for the terrain, and I'm gonna also apply some shade of green to the grass blade. For that I'm gonna unhide by pressing Alt H. So I'm gonna unhide the grass blade, and I'm gonna select it again and apply the green material to it. And so then finally, after applying the material, we want to add some lighting here. I'm gonna make just a basic setup. I'm gonna basically just do Shift A and add an area light. I'm gonna then bring it higher, G, Z, and bring it higher, make it bigger, and go into the lighting setting and give it a number like 1000. And that's so that we can have some lighting. And then I'm gonna add a camera. So I'm gonna Shift A and add a camera. Then I'm gonna press 0 to go into camera mode. And then I'm gonna press N, and I'm gonna lock the camera to the view, so that when I move the view, I also move the camera, and that's what we're going to see in our render. Then here on the right, you can see that we can select basically the location in output, the location where we want our render to be located. So once we select that, we can go to render and render our image. And that's it for this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.